In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Sphere Finance, their recent updates, bringing you all of the information you need to know about the last week, so stay tuned and enjoy the video. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Eric here and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day and are doing well. We are talking about Sphere Finance today, and before we get into that, if you're wondering what is wrong with my voice, well, that's because I tested positive for COVID. Last week, I went on a trip and I actually tested positive coming back a few days ago, so that's why I sound like this, but I wanted to bring this video for you guys to make you guys aware of all of the changes surrounding Sphere Finance. So the first thing I'm sure you guys have realized is the fact that Sphere Finance has actually bounced from its low and it's now sitting around 1.5 cents from the previous low of about $0.004. So you may be asking yourself, well, why in the world did this happen? The entire crypto space is still down, but Sphere Finance kind of 3x'd in the matter of a few days, and here is the reason why. So if we take a look at the announcements that happened over the last few days, the first off here is that Sphere Finance is actually going to be partnering with USD Plus, which is overnight finance, and we are going to be talking about that in a future video. But essentially, USD Plus is a stable coin pegged to USDC, and it offers a yield based on their different strategies that they use in order to generate revenue. So in that case, Sphere Finance is actually going to be paired with USD Plus, which is also going to in turn bring some revenue and appreciate the price of Sphere Finance, because the USD side of that liquidity is going to be increased. Now, aside from that, we also have Dystopia, which launched, and we also have Penrose, which is going to be launching in the next days or so. But aside from that, and probably the most important news, which has made the price of Sphere Finance go 3x over the last few days, is the fact that they are going fully deflationary sometime in the beginning of June. So rather than actually continuing to give rebases and inflating Sphere Finance, because as we know, rebase tokens are basically minting and creating new tokens every time there is a rebase, and for Sphere Finance, that is every 30 minutes. So as you can imagine, if the quantity of Sphere token keeps on increasing, well, it's going to take a lot more for the price of Sphere Finance to increase, rather than if the quantity of Sphere tokens actually decreases, well, what's going to happen to the price? It's actually going to increase. So this was the big news that happened a few days ago, and as a reaction to that, we saw the price of Sphere Finance go from about 0.0046 all the way to where we are now, which is 0.016, and that is, in my opinion, some great news. Now, yes, you're not going to be getting some rebases, but in turn, the price of Sphere is going to increase because Sphere Finance is becoming deflationary. So taking a look at my position, I was actually invested in the Sphere games for the last 21 days, and I unfortunately did not win. I had about 1 in 55 chances of winning, and there is a draw every 3 days, so there was about 7 draws and I wasn't picked as a winner. But all that to say is I actually went ahead and I withdrew my tokens from the Sphere games, and as we can see right now, I have about 127,000 Sphere tokens. So my plan is I'm going to be collecting those rebases all the way until they stop those rebases, just to maximize the amount of Sphere tokens I can have. And as we can see right now, my actual holdings is worth about $2,050, and I'm earning about $40 per day. Now, obviously, there's still a buy and sell tax. And now basically with Sphere becoming a deflationary token, all of this rebase stuff is going to disappear. And now Sphere is going to have a finite limited supply of its token, which is in turn great, because if you have an endless supply or a crazy trillion, quadrillion supply, well, you can't necessarily have a high token price because your market cap would be absolutely insane. So if we take a look at the total supply of Sphere Finance, On Polygon scan, we can see here it's at 10.7 billion, which is still quite crazy when you really think of it, because if Sphere Finance were to reach $1 with the total supply that we currently have, that would mean that Sphere Finance would be a $10.7 billion company, which is absurd, which is why they are going ahead, stopping the rebases and becoming deflationary to reduce this supply and essentially come down to a supply where the token can appreciate in price, and then people can trade in and out of Sphere Finance. Now, the last thing and another update on Sphere Finance is that they've actually launched a mobile app on Android. So everybody who has an Android can actually go onto Google Play and download this. You can do some trading on this app, which is super cool. It promotes accessibility, and it's also coming to iOS in the short future. And the last thing I wanted to quickly touch base on is Dystopia. I did make a video when I was away about this one, and I changed my mentality of it. So I will be making a fuller in-depth video about this one. But essentially what I've done now is I've deposited into the Wrapped-Matic/USDC pool, and I'm now participating in this one and getting rewards in the DIST token. And as we can see right now, I've earned about 12.44 DIST after about 1 day for providing about $500 worth of USDC and $500 worth of Wrapped-Matic. So with all that being said, that's my little update on Sphere Finance. The main thing here is that Dystopia has launched, Penrose is about to launch. We have Sphere Finance going to a fully deflationary token. The rebases are set to be stopped in the beginning of June, so stay tuned for all those updates. I will be covering USD Plus, which is overnight finance, in a separate video, as well as more on Dystopia and Penrose. So with all that being said, sorry for my voice. I hope you guys still enjoyed the video, and if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.